Oh, nice. We are live. Okay, baby. So, let's see if somebody's coming. Hi, what's up? So, bro. Okay, this is a stream test. I see my t-shirts looks terrible. Let's see if we can fix that. So, let's see if we can fix that. Ah, that's better. That's better. look at this one. Oh, like this. Hi. Tech info. Hi. First stream. This is rather a test. Can you guys, can you hear me? Anyway. So I guess you should hear me. Is there a sound? So just like this. Okay. Oh, nice. That's nice. That's nice. So let me go for a second to grab something to drink and I'll come back. Oh, damn it. Damn it. So. Okay, so. I also took my glasses because my contact lenses, they are terrible for reading. And I can't see any of the chat. So there you go. I used to stream 2 years back, a bit gaming, so I have a bit experience, but I really forgot all that setup stuff and everything. So okay, let's try this other scene. So this doesn't work. I wanna have it. Why isn't it showing like this? Ah, yes, now I know. Now I know. We need Firefox. And we need it here. There you go. So guys, what you want to do, what you want to talk about, ask me questions, you want to watch some videos or anything, or we can play also some music in the background, some content free. Let's go with there you go. I can't hear shit. It's coming anyway. You hear the music? Should actually be able to hear this, but I don't hear anything. Tune it down a bit. Loud. Yeah. So like this. I think your chats, they're coming a few seconds later, so I need to fix that as well, but it's next time. Okay, so there you go. Now I'm gonna be able to hear that as well. And still nothing. That's better. That's nice. Okay. Of course. Now wait. No? Do I hear something? No. You don't probably hear it as well. Let's go standard. Okay. So you still can hear this. Let's keep it like this. Okay. My voice is louder. So, okay. How did you like the last video? Last video of mine. This one.
What should you do if you get blocked or you get parried or you get deflected? Use my hands. In this case, I could go here to the back fist. So do it again.
So there you can see a bit disengaging. So you get blocked and you pass the block and attack the guy, or here as well. So instead of going to trap the guy, you go around the obstacle. It's easy, as simple. But the thing is, you have to react as fast as possible. So these things have to be drilled in. So you do these drills where you repeat this all the time and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. And then you do this without thinking. That's the goal. So the more you train, the better you get. Yeah, you're welcome, Daniel. Cheers. So, but I want to hear this as well. Why it doesn't work, man? I want to hear that as well. No. I'm gonna fix that next time, no problem. Okay. Yeah. So, I was thinking maybe watching a MMA video and going through that, like some random MMA fight. Which one are we going to take? I don't know any of these guys. Let's take this one. So, okay. Yeah. Man, these guys are jacked up. So, I wanted to go to the point when they go to the ground. So now you have here typical situation in MMA. So where these guys are just holding themselves. Okay, so you can see this hand is free. Also his hand, also this hand here is free. So both of them have actually free hands. So what you would do usually in street fight, how we teach this is use these hands to go as fast as possible here to the eyes. Okay, instead to try to set the guy up for some leverage or to choke him out or anything. So when we go further, you see, so he tries to knee the guy, but you had actually he's got, and here he's got, now he can punch, but he doesn't really know how. You know, when I watch these fights, I have like a feeling these guys are like bodybuilder in a bar and they try to fight. And then you have here, oh, and look this one. So this is a typical example. So he's going to swing. Let's go slow. Let's go like half speed. Okay. So when you see this, now he's going down. Okay. This hand here is free. Okay. And now he is grabbing here instead to go here. Okay. The same his other hand. So what he is trying to do, he is trying to KGO. I don't have my favorite MMA fighter because I don't watch this stuff. Now what he's trying to do is to free himself from the from the holding or from the grab of his opponent, instead to go here immediately to the head, to the eyes. So he could technically go here to the eyes and push both thumbs or fingers in the eyes and twist the head. Of course, you're not allowed to do this, and therefore, because you can't do that, you have to do other things. So always remember, the rules dictate the style. So here, he could use this hand, he could use this guy, even this guy who's holding, he could go different tactics as well. And even here, grab here. So for him, it would be better to go to the eyes, and for him, it would be actually better to go to the groin because of the position of the body. And then they just go down uncontrolled, and it just continues. And that's usually when I stop watch these fights, because it's just boring. It doesn't mean that these guys don't know how to fight and how to use grappling and everything, but you have to understand this is like a different environment. So you shouldn't do. First of all, you should use JKD only in really serious self-defense situations, and then use tactics like that. Sponge versus that. Yeah, of course they're strong. These guys are all jacked up. They are all full on steroids. Don't even think that they are not. Every single one of them, and not just MMA. Boxing is the same, and 99% of sports, these guys are jacked up. We also, when you take steroids, you're able to train more, you recover faster, and therefore you can you can train more professionally. You know, I'm 42 years old, and train today is much different than training like 20 years ago. So when I train one day very intense, maybe I go running and I go to the gym, and then I do some Jeet Kune training. I'm like fucked up for 3 days. So as you get older, these things are changing. So you have to change smart. You have to train smart. You have to plan your training. So in which days am I doing what? So I don't have to take too many days off training. So what I try to do is to train 5 times a week, and not put too many training things in one day. So when I was younger, I could train. I could go run. I could go. I was going in the early morning in the gym, and in the evening I was training kicking and punching. And before I went to bed, I went running. And the next day, I trained almost no problem. So when you know, like when you get in the mid-30s, it's getting really hard. Especially if you have to work, if you don't have the time to recover. So all high-level sports, yeah, John. Everybody's taking steroids. I've took once pro hormones. That was when I fucked my back. Was like when I first had lower back problems. That was like 2013, and second time 2015. I took 4 weeks pro hormones, and I took only half dose of what was on the package recommended. And man, I can tell you, there's a difference night and day training with this stuff and without this stuff. You can't even compare this. I was lifting weights, I was kicking and punching, and I could kick and punch all day. And when I got tired, I just sat down, and half an hour later, I was feeling I could train again. It's unbelievable. I was really 18 years old again. Back in the day, I was it was like 7 years ago. I was 35. But the disadvantage of this is, if you want to maintain this, you have to take it all the time, and there's no point, because at one point you're gonna ruin your health. So well, I took the half dose, and the half dose left, and I gave it to a colleague of mine who was training calisthenics. I told him, try this. This really works, and he took the rest of the bottle, and he had the same experience like me. He said, "Man, I can lift, and I can train so much. I can't remember the day where I could train that much." So, and these guys, all these guys, yeah, they are just full of that stuff, and that's not even, that was what I was taking. There was even low dosage, really low dosage. Yeah, absolutely. It was like what I was taking was like, if you take a full dosage, they said 2 pills a day. So I took only one, and it was like 13 or 16 milligram testosterone a day. And natural production is about depends on the guy, like something between 3 or 6. So I took 13 or 16. This is at least double the dose of your natural. But pro bodybuilders, they take like 150 milligrams or even 300. They take 100 times as much as natural dose. You can really train like a pro when you take this stuff. It's unbelievable. So anytime I see, when somebody comes to my comment section and they go like, "Hey, you should fight the MMA fighter, and you should go in the cage and fight, and you're gonna see if you can So I just think, man, I mean, these guys are full of shit. Full of um, gear, and they don't have to stand up like in the 6 hours in the morning and go to work and um, fill bottles in the shelves for 8 hours a day and then come back home, and then they are really finished, depending on the job you have, and then maybe you have 2 kids, and then you have to find the time to train maybe 1 or 2 hours at a day. It's just no comparison. This is stupid. I mean, it's like when you have when you're on vacation, when you have like 2 or 3 days off work, and you can train every day then, and these guys live like this basically. And as soon as they stop to train, you see most of them just gain weight, and they I mean, as soon as they stop to compete, they gain weight, they stop training. Everybody, even Mike Tyson or here Muhammad Ali. So they only train when they compete, and when they stop to compete, they just stop doing martial arts altogether. But we are different. We train all our whole life, through the work, through the family life, through everything. So we actually have harder life than these guys, I think. So yeah, there's like that testosterone therapy, where you can take, when you, like you said, Alessandro, you take low dosage, but it's prescribed by your doctor, and so you feel good, you feel better. I mean, it's for your everyday feeling. It's probably good, but the question is long term, because testosterone is, I think it's known as like cause of cancer. A long term high testosterone dose can increase your risk of cancer, testicle cancer, and stuff like that. So, I mean, for immediate feeling, it's really good, yeah. And but like probably like everything, if you take too much, if you drink too much water, try to drink like 10 gallons of water at one time, you're gonna die. So low dosage, like your natural dosage. So if you have too low testosterone and you take so much so that you reach your usual natural dosage, maybe it's not so bad. I think in Germany that's not so common. It's in the USA it's more common, this kind of, you just go to doctor, you say, oh, I feel tired and I don't know, maybe a bit testosterone, and then you get it. Yeah, they get fat, absolutely, John. As soon as they stop train or compete, they just gain a lot of fat, because it's a different motivation for these guys to train than for us. So for us, it's a lifestyle. For these guys, it's like for soccer players. No, it's a only one section of life. When this is over, when you play football, you know, as the real football, not American football, the real football. Okay, so where you're really using your feet to kick the ball, and you train. Typically, these pro football players, they start at very, very young age, and then they get scouted by talent scouts, and they become pros, and then they train usually until they 30, 31, 32. So nowadays it's getting a bit longer, because they figured out how to maintain this level even when you get older. And but at one point, I mean, you're still a good football player, but you just can't run as fast as a younger guy, and then you stop playing football, and you also stop training football. And for these guys, it's the same. They are only they only competition martial artists. When they stop compete, they stop training. Well, most of them. Probably there are examples, but exceptions, but most of them, I don't think they train when they stop compete. Yeah, I know. You know, I saw yesterday a short from Cristiano Ronaldo, because he tries to get his son into football training, I think. And then he says to him, he's 10 years old or something, he should go run, and then after the running he should take a cold bath. So apparently when you have trained hard and you take a cold bath, you recover faster. So he said you should take a cold bath so you could train the next day immediately. I never heard something about that. So apparently this helps when you train hard. So you go into cold water for I don't know how many minutes. So you reduce the inflation of your muscles, and so you're good to go for the next day. I never did that. Maybe a good idea, but I don't have such a huge bath that it can fit me. I have to go to a swimming pool. I don't even see how many people are online. I can check it here. And how many are we? $12, 13. Oh, it's okay for the first time. Not bad. It's just spontaneous live stream. So let's continue watching. This is how still. Let's go faster. Normal speed. Then you have here. This is so typical. In MMA, so you go here. Okay, let's go back. So you see, I'm gonna wanna go back here. So you see this position of these guys. So this is typical. You can see here how they stand. They stand. It looks like in line, but it's not in line, because it would be in line if his opponent was on this point. But as he is here, he's open to his opponent here as well. So actually you could use very quickly this leg here, the front leg, to kick him in the groin, and here as well, same idea. So, but because of course they don't have to protect themselves in the groin, they don't have to use this kind of stance or this weapon. So kicking in MMA is very, very limited. So you're only allowed to kick here. I don't know here or what's with knees. And basically upper body. So you most of the time you're not going to kick here, because you're gonna kick into his elbow. So you're gonna try to kick to the head. But of course he knows that, and he knows it as well. And then they try. Go in. He did evade. He pivoted to the left, but his punch, he went like nowhere. And if you notice, this is again. So I don't know what to do, and then I try to grapple. And then he also here he could easily go to the eyes, easily, anytime. Both of them. Even bite, like Mike Tyson. And what is this? These guys are pros. So tell me, please, these guys, what are these punches? These 3 punches. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. What is this? Man, there's no body weight. There's no footwork. He actually did hit him 3 times, but there's no power behind it. 1, 2, 3. The second punch here. Look at this. Can I go? Let's go back. So one. This as well. What was that? Why don't you step backwards and just hit the guy? So here one. And this punch is going to go here through the hole. That's why you don't cover like this, okay? So you cover like this. This is going to go through the hole to the chin, you see? And no knockout because there's no power at all behind it. And then here as well. He did actually hit him 3 times to the chin, but like only with hands. No footwork, no using body weight. I guess they are tired after 2.5 minutes, but whatever. Yeah, ice bad. Ice bad. So. Yeah, John. Yeah, that's okay. But I would actually, one would think when you go into the cold water, the everything contracts. So when you actually go into warm water, so the body can release heat. You have more blood circulation on the surface. But I guess it's like a ice spray when you're injured and you spray, so the inflammation goes away. Was Israel Adesanya? Okay, let's check this guy out. What was? Oh, there is he. Is this the black guy? Yeah, come on. Oh, he looks like he's not on steroids. Okay, so far not impressed. Let's check it out. You're only as good as bad your opponents are. No. I mean, oh, Silva has a lot of fat here. What the hell, man? Reduce your ice cream. No. I mean, it looks tired, but these punches. But it's not the fault of the guys, it's the fault of the... I tell you, if Tommy goes in and he takes one of these guys with a decent talent and he trains them to kick and the punch, and that guy is going to dominate, I would put all my money in it. All my money. So... something else? No mechanics, no. Just it's like, I don't know how to train. I mean, if you want to learn to punch, it's the best to go to a decent boxing coach. But even this is so hard to find, because I'm a student of mine. He used to box like 3 years long, and his father was a boxing trainer. And he told me, not his father, he told me that that nowadays it's like you go to a seminar for boxing license and you just easily become a boxing trainer. So more or less like in Jeet Kune, you go to a guy. Imagine I do a seminar and you come to me for a weekend, a 2 day seminar, and you pay me $1,000 for the seminar, and you get a certificate at the end of the seminar that you can teach Jeet Kune Do, and you're a full instructor. Okay. or even 2 or 3 times. It's not enough. It took me it took me over 10 years until I become full instructor under Tommy. And even then, before I met Tommy, I trained over 10 years by myself, Jeet Kune. So when he met me, I wasn't like a beginner or untrained. So even then, it took me 10 years. And some guys, there are some channels or some guys I've seen personally on seminars, coming to Tommy's seminars when I was there, and they had like instructor T-shirt where they had like big letters, instructor of Jeet Kune, and then you watch them and think, I mean, what are you teaching if you can't really do it by yourself? Because they are so bad. I haven't, until now, I have never seen a guy who really impressed me with punching or kicking outside of our guys. So oh yeah, the repetitions. I really don't know if I could do this really again. Like that was that's it now. 13 years ago. It was 2009. The Tommy told us to take a notebook, a real notebook, not electronic notebook. So to take a notes, how much we train, how many repetitions we do, punches and kicks. And he set a goal for us, so we should do 5,000 kicks a week and 5,000 punches. 5,000 punches a week is really not a problem. The problem are these 5,000 kicks, because this is really hard. And now with the back problems, to do 5,000 kicks a day, this could be a problem for me. Punches is really no problem. But the goal was to do 5,000 kicks and punches a day, 5 times a week, so not every day. So you train it, let's say Monday to Friday, and you take 2 days off. And believe me, you need these 2 days off. And I did that about, I mean, with writing it down. I didn't always did the full 1,000, because sometimes you train 2 or 3 days, and on the 4th day you're so fucked. You, especially legs are getting really tired, because you punch with footwork and everything. You do the 5,000 with 5,000 steps. 1,000 steps at a day, and then you kick another 1,000 with your legs. So the legs, they have really, they're double as getting doubled as tired. The hands is not really that much problem. Shoulders, when you punch all the time, but legs, it's usually what's really heavy. And I did that with writing it down for a whole year, and I did like 250,000 punches and 250,000 kicks approx that year. That was 2009. And then I stopped to write it down, because you don't know, you don't have always to train that much. So how I train now is I train by time. I train usually 5-minute rounds. And at this moment I do one 5-minute round punching, and then one 5-minute round kicks, and I repeat this until I have, I don't know, 1 hour of training or something. When I train with a training partner, then we do similar, just on pads or application. When we do application exercises, I don't time the rounds. So and that year, when we train like this so much, this really put the skill like so this much up. And you see people who really have done this. You see their body mechanics. You see how they move. You can really see that they have put the time in it. And even if you, because for example, I was training a lot, and then I had my lower back problems. Lower back problems mostly come because you're not stretched good enough on some muscles. So here these muscles that go from the stomach to the legs, you should stretch these. If they are shortened, you're gonna get lower back problems in your life. I didn't know that back then, but however, I had also surgery, my lower back, like now 2 years ago, and I had to stop training for over a year. And then I came back slowly, and because you have still pain, even now when I kick, when I punch, or when I side kick a heavy shield, I feel this in my back because of the compression. And but even then, because I have done so many repetitions, the skill doesn't really go away. What goes away is your fitness, so how much your muscle can do. But you can build this up. But the like mechanical skill doesn't really go away. What's the difference between vertical and horizontal punch? There's not really a difference. You can use both. The difference is on the angle. So when you punch like this, so let's see if you can see me. Okay, when you punch like this, and like in front of your opponent. So I can show you. But when you turn your fist like this, and you put your fist on the wall, then you're gonna see that this ankle gets slightly bent, so the power line is not really right. So when you turn your fist like this, and you punch a straight lead with fist like this, okay. So how the power goes through your bones, they are better aligned to each other, so the power can, so you don't bend, you don't injure yourself and everything. The vertical fist is the horizontal fist is better when you, let's say, you evade and you go deeper and you punch the guy on the lower line. So even you can use a corkscrew when the opponent is more to the left, and you use the pivot and you go so in a bow, and you punch like this. So you can use you can even use here corkscrew. Okay. So can you address Joe Jones' success with eye jabs in MMA? Well, there's no success because you get disqualified. Don't you get disqualified if you use eye jabs? What Joe Jones does is, because you have the MMA gloves. I have also somewhere here MMA gloves, and when you put this MMA gloves, you can't even really do the finger jabs like this, because you can't put your fingers together, because the part of the gloves are here between, so your hands like this, and he instead going like this, he has his hand open, and all the time he lands accidentally in the eyes, because naturally open fingers, small target, small surface, small target, it fits into the eye like naturally, okay. And this happens all the time. So I think at one point they put a rule in that in MMA you're not allowed to open your hands, so you have all the time to have have the fists when you were in a fists fight, so this doesn't happen, because it didn't just happen to him. I don't know if it was like on purpose what he was doing, but you know, when you poke a guy even accidentally into his eye once, he's distracted for the whole fight, even if it's slightly. If you go really deep, then it's over, and he has to take a break for 10 or 15 minutes, or even maybe just for a few weeks, so until he recovers. If the injury is really so bad, you can even use your sight. So let's see next one. Yeah, nothing's well. You could do John Paul 5k punch, 5k kick a week, all on the move, nothing static. When you do you know, like just hand movement, and you do it static, or when you go here, hand and then hip at the end, you do this also static, but like 80% of this was on the move. Yeah, actually, how I was training. Well, the quality, Alessandro, I think is very important, the quality and how many hours dedicated to training every day. So I mean, it's self-explanatory that the quality of the training should be good. And if you do 1000 repetitions and you do mistakes, same mistake 1000 times, then you're gonna, you know, even the thing is, when you have a bad habit, it's really hard to get rid of this bad habit. But one thing what people don't understand, when you repeat 1000 punches, let's say you train one punch, only straight lead, and do it 1000 times, but different, like moving, standing, or pivoting, going to the right, to the left, retreating. So every repetition is one punch, but it's all the straight lead, okay? And you repeat it. Let's say you have a bad habit, you don't know about it, so you're not aware of this bad habit. And this bad habit could be, when you punch, you lower your left hand, okay? It's typical bad habit is this here. So when they bring the hip in, so they pull the hand back, okay? So this is one typical bad habit everybody has at the beginning. And now when you let's say you train only 50 times. So when you repeat this punch 50 times, the chance that you recognize your bad habit is lower, because there are only 50 chances that you're gonna see it by yourself if you don't have a coach, okay? But when you train 1000 times, and you go here and you go here, and at one point you're gonna see, oh wait, my hand is all the time here, so I have to have it here. So when you punch with a straight lead and your hand is here, by the time you turn the hip, if you don't move your hand, you see, when I turn the hip, I don't move. That's to you, okay? So here, if I don't, but when I go here with the hand and turn the hip, and I don't move my hand, you see the opening here. So actually, when you turn the hip, when you're punching, you have to move your hand simultaneously to your left to keep this hole shut. So it would look like this, and then you go back. So you punch, you go here, and you go back, okay? If you don't move your hand, it goes just like with you, and opening occurs. This is one mistake. So not shutting down the hole when you punch with a straight lead, or even pulling your hand down or back or to the side. This is the worst this year. So because the opponent is actually there, but you cover here, okay? There's only one reason to cover here. When you punch and he punches with the hook and you cover here while you evade, you should also cover for in case you get punched. Okay, guys, so let's see, what do we have? I can in future I can do live streams where, you know, here's where I train behind, so we can actually do live stream where I show you stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's what we could do. Could we get a series of on solo training? That's what we could do then. Okay, so I can show you how you train with the bag, or you can see there. You see that rope hanging there? So this is like this kind of rope you have in the schools, in where you have to go up. So that's the same kind. So I like this rope because it's like 2 inches thick or something. So it has a little bit weight, and when you can punch it from all sides, you can punch it from the front, you can punch it from the side, you can kick it from the side, you can even kick it like front kick, side kick, hook kick, everything, and it's more like pads and less like a punching bag. Okay, because you can snap through the target as well. You can go also with power. It's better to do this with gloves instead of bare hands, because with gloves I feel I have a better how do you see how to say um, better feeling when I punch it, because of the sound, and the gloves, they are round, so you can better punch it. Yeah, Alessandro, the back injury, it's fucking annoying, man. This is so annoying. Why not letting nails grow medium? With longer nails is far better. Yes, it is. It is. You can let your nails longer, but I hate long nails. I really hate this. Especially as I used to play guitar, so long nails is nothing for me. I just hate it. Just hate it. But with the nails, it's not only better for the finger jab, for the nails. It's also better when you can grab ear and go with the nails here behind and really really rip the ear off. I actually don't need this here, and you can really rip the ear off. Okay, so I think this stream is only for adults. No, have you read about Jack Dempsey's Powerline book? No, I didn't read about this, but it's what we do in Jeet Kune. It's basically the same. Bruce just took it from there. "23 people active. That's nice. Send me few super chats." Just kidding. Hi Thomas, what are your thoughts on using weights, resistant bands, and during hand and leg techniques training? I do this usually. So wait a second, I'm gonna show you. So I use these weights for punching. This is 1 kilo. It's here. It's 1 kilo, 2 pounds, and it fits really good in the hand. And so you can repeat hooks. You can go here back fists, and you can snap it and snap it back. And when you train with this, you get actually faster without it. It's natural. You know when you have to accelerate a weight and you take this weight away, it makes you faster. So you can more train more your wide muscles, or better the fast twitch fiber muscles. For the legs, I don't have it here. It's in my car, so it's like weights where I can put it here. Okay, so here, and then I can kick. It's like, I don't know, like 2 kilos per leg or something, or even more. So resistant bands are as well good. You can train the positive movement, and you can train the negative movement. You can train hooks. You can train hip. You attach the band somewhere, and then you hold it and you rotate with your hip. So you can train also this. And remember, it's always resistant bands and with weights. So the faster, the goal is to like extend the band as fast as you can, even if it looks slow, but it's because it's heavy. Maybe you extend it as fast as you will. You always train also your fast twitch muscle fibers, so it makes you faster. I should do this more often, but my goal is now to lose a bit weight. I have like over 100 kilos, and I want to lose like maybe 10 kilos. Okay, so get back to my old fighting weight, and so because you know, take 10 kilos or 20 pounds, that's 22 pounds, and put it in a bag on your back, and this is what I have to carry extra. So it makes my kicks slower, definitely. So what do we have next? Okay, egg weights work great for hand speed. What is egg weight? When you're talking about original JKD, it differs from JKD concepts. Yeah, it's basically opposite martial art. Can you give brief explanation? Okay, this is actually easy. So the concepts, JKD concepts, works like this. I have never trained in JKD concepts, but I was once in a school doing a training, free trial training. Okay, so what they do is basically following. You train different martial arts. Let's say you train different martial arts on different days. Let's say Mondays you train kickboxing or Muay Thai. Mostly it's Muay Thai because it's so popular. And then they train also Wing Chun, and then they train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's also popular. Okay, so you put all in what's popular, because you want. I mean, this is intelligent when it comes about making money. You want to use the martial arts that are popular, so you can pull students in. And either they train different martial arts on different days, or on one day, also different martial arts, but you know, like 10 minutes this, 15 minutes this and that. And they do drills as well, using techniques from these different martial arts. And depending on distance, depending on distance, these different martial arts. Let's say from a longer distance where you would kick, then they would use a kick from Muay Thai. Okay, kick to the upper leg or inner leg, or to the head, whatever. And when they close in, then they would use punching techniques, maybe from Muay Thai or boxing, and or would use Wing Chun techniques, trapping. Okay. And then close in fighting, they would use then grappling martial art. Okay, they would really switch from distance to distance, from different martial art to different martial art. This is the idea. And the idea is, how they say is, so you train all these martial arts. As a student, you pick the things that works best for you in these distances. Okay, so that's basically Jeet Kune concepts. Okay, on the first thing, it sounds logical. Okay, but it's all sport oriented. Okay, so you kick. You kick where a Muay Thai guy would kick. Okay, you use these techniques where Wing Chun would use them. Okay, and then there's also this thing Jun Fan Kung Fu. I'm gonna come later to this. In original Jeet Kune, you don't have different martial arts. You have your punching techniques. You have your kicking techniques. Okay. And you have your tactics you use in close. So when you can't punch, when you can't kick, so you still attack these targets that would increase the chances of your win, or of winning the fight. Okay, so instead, when the guy KGO welcome as senior. We have new member KGO. Welcome, thank you. So when you're in a close distance in Jeet Kune and you can usually you can punch, you can move, and you can hook the guy, short hooks, and these beautiful techniques you can do. But you can grab the guy's head and go into the eyes, and it's finished. Instead of trying to take his hand, with which he's holding you here, and try to do some joint lock or something. Okay, so you would grab the hair, go here, go into the eyes, or go here into the eyes and run away. Okay, because you use this for self-defense. You use this. You want to go away. You want to disappear as fast as possible, so no second guys comes. Or same is with the kicks. So you don't use different martial arts on different distances. So you use this technique that is proper for this distance with the principle. The closest target. So what is the closest target, and what is the proper technique I can use in that moment? So sometimes it's a finger jab to the eye, but if the guy is closer, you can use at the same distance. You could use, let's say, retreating straight lead, but you could also use a front kick to the groin. Okay, so one JKD guy is going to use a straight lead at this moment, and I may kick in this moment, and if on some other day, I maybe use a shovel straight in this moment. So it's not always the same. It's not like fixed pattern, but you have your techniques for the distances and for the targets. So that's original Jeet Kune, and that's how actually Bruce talked. And he never mixed the different martial arts. Maybe at really barely beginning of developing Jeet Kune, but he never mixed like going in 5 different martial arts schools and training these, and then using these martial arts in different distances. This is not how Jeet Kune works, okay? If that makes any sense. So, let's see what's next. Robert, greetings back. Does Pacquiao use chain punching in... No. Manny Pacquiao? Chain punching? There's no chain punching in boxing. A chain punching in boxing, you mean Wing Chun type of chain punching. This is a body weight. This is like punch with no body weight. Okay, chain punching is really weak punch. If you come to my school and I hold your pads and you chain punch, and then I punch one hook, you're gonna see the difference. So you wanna, when you hit the guy, you wanna make sure you hit him so this is enough. So you imply enough kinetic energy to knock out the guy. Okay, so if you really do a proper hook with step, with body turning, and with snapping the hand in the target, you can probably break his neck. Okay. So what do we have next? Okay, fitness for the average Joe. I gave you overview. Oh, okay. What I forgot was Junfan Kung Fu. Then in Jeet Kune concept, there's this idea of Junfan Kung Fu where they like Junfan Kung Fu is what is this? Junfan Kung Fu is actually modified Wing Chun that Bruce did before he used the term Jeet Kune. So the first time Bruce used the term Jeet Kune was 1967. Okay, and that's around the same time he did the pictures for this book. Okay, so all this pictures he did for a JKD book. Okay, look, Inosanto is doing a groin kick. They never trained this in Jeet Kune concepts, okay? For what reason ever. Okay, so, and Bruce made these pictures with the idea to do a Jeet Kune book, and but he didn't do it, according to Shannon, because, or according to Linda, sorry, because he even before he was really so much famous, but he became famous a bit when doing the Green Hornet series. It was just one season, I think. There were schools popping out of nowhere with advertising slogans, "I trained Bruce Lee" or "Bruce Lee trained me" or something like this. And when he did these pictures, and after this, he saw what was happening as he became more known. He was afraid when he brings a book about Jeet Kune out, that on base on that book, that people are going to open Jeet Kune schools. So so he scrapped the idea. But he did about over 2,000 pictures, and according to Shannon, it's in the foreword of this complete what is it, complete edition of the Fighting Method book. She wrote that, like, in the early 70s or 97, shortly before his death, he started to look at the pictures and rearrange them, and maybe he came back to the idea to publish a Jeet Kune book. Because if you look at this book is from the pictures are from 1967, and you have barely any Wing Chun in it, okay? And this is the first year he used the term Jeet Kune. And you have everything in it, you know, groin kicks, side kicks to the knee, eye jabs, hooks, straight punches, but it's not very well explained, okay? And after 1967, he changed stuff, okay? So the martial art became more mobile, the footwork became more mobile, but this gives you better insight about Jeet Kune than any book, aside of small booklets that Tommy did, because they are also very good. Hi, on core repetitions, is it more important on closing in from neutral stance, meaning this should be practiced more versus okay, so neutral or natural stance versus on guard stance. You have to be able to do everything from the on guard stance, and then you learn to do this stuff from the neutral stance, not other way around. Because it's easier to do everything from the on guard stance, because on guard stance is made for accelerating or for applying these movements, but natural stance and neutral stance obviously not. In order to learn it from natural or neutral, you have to be able to do everything from on guard, and then start to train from the natural stance. Okay, so when people come in my school, they have to know everything from the on guard, and most of the time we practice an on guard, and then slowly but surely they get introduced into the natural or neutral stance, because this is way harder to do everything from this really effective and efficient. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Thank you for your reply, Tommy. No problem. Can you use finger jab to neck with knockout potential? You mean to the throat? Yeah, probably, if you have strong fingers. Yeah. Or you mean from behind? Yeah, I won't do that. From behind, I wouldn't do that. But from front, you can do this. Or even if opponent is higher, we should prefer eye jabs, or groin is if groin is not available. So a quote from Bruce Lee goes like this, something along these lines. If you have a choice to punch the opponent in the face or to eye jab them, go for the eyes. Okay, so anytime you have a chance going to the eyes, you go to the eyes. Okay, that's the supernatural primary target. Okay, Same is with the groin. Okay, usually you would go to the groin if you can't reach the eyes or the distance is longer. But a eye jab has really long reach, especially when you do the push shuffle. And so, in a case like this, if you don't want to really injure your opponent dangerously, and you say, well, some people, eye jabs, okay, go for the groin, okay, but if your life is really in danger, then I wouldn't care, okay. Tao of Jeet Kune Do wasn't not written by Bruce at all. Mardicious Moore, that's true. It was written by Bruce because these are his notes, but it wasn't put by Bruce together, so somebody else put this together. And you have to know it's like only a part of his notes he did, because he was doing notes from the time he was modifying Wing Chun until before he died. So when you took all these notes together, so some notes are obsolete and some notes are still valuable. And he did about 80 pounds of paper. His notes, when you take all the notes together and you weight them, you have like 40 kilograms paper. And when you when you take a Tao of Jeet Kune Do, it's like a fraction of this. I wish I could stay on. Okay, see you, Kiskea, Daka Taino Kiskea. See you, no problem, man. So serious on the ladder Jeet Kune Do when Bruce trained on Hong Kong. Should finger jab be trained more since it's the simple and efficient? Well, you can use any technique as a finger jab, okay? So finger jab is not like straight lead with finger jab. You can use any technique. You can use even a hook as finger jab. So if the opponent is closer, instead of hook him, you can go to the eyes, okay? So finger jab is not only the long reach. So any technique you can use as finger jab when you go to the eyes, depending on the angle the opponent is to yourself, and depending on the distance the opponent is to yourself, okay? So always think simple, as simple as possible. Tell us if you want some real fights happen to you where you have used Jeet Kune Do. So okay, I was never attacked in the street. I did though kicked a guy to the head once when I was younger, and I was so fast he didn't even move. And I just touched his head, and after that he was respectful, because it was really disrespectful. And I don't know, 20 years old or something. But you have to know, when I was going out in my young age, I'm like 6'5", and I had a friend. He's 6'4", and then there was another guy with us. He's also 6'5". And the biggest guy from us, he's like 2'9". How much is it? This is like 7 foot. 2 meters. I'm 6. He's like so much taller than me. And we were usually always together, so there were no guys coming and attacking us. So I never had to defend myself for real, so if that's what you mean. Cheers, fitness for the average Joe, no problem. June Fuzz was Robert Van Darf. June Fan was a transition period. Well, I mean, he did teach Wing Chun, but at he pretty early started to modify it. And then he opened his Junfan Kung Fu Institute, where he basically was still teaching Wing Chun. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Junfan Kung Fu is modified Wing Chun, okay? And then after the Wong Jackman fight and some other experiences, because this wasn't the only experience that made him unsatisfied with Wing Chun as a style. He scrapped all this and started to implement boxing and kicking and whatever. So eventually it became Jeet Kune. Kung Fu. Thomas, great seeing you live stream. Can you talk about or make a video later about martial arts journey and meeting Tommy? Ach, this is Pierre. Hi Pierre, how are you, man? I can talk about this, there's no problem, because there's no big deal. Like every single one of you, the first contact with Tommy were his videos, okay? His underground videos, okay? His demonstrations he did online, or this actually leaked. This was leaked online. It was recorded in Germany, and it was leaked in Switzerland. And the first time I saw his videos, because I always felt I was the fastest guy in the world, because I'm naturally fast. Okay, so but when I saw his clips, I thought, man, what the fuck? Okay, so. I was then digging a bit deeper into his, and I found his webpage. At the time, he had a webpage with a own forum in the webpage implemented, and then I started to post in the forum, and this was about 2007 or something, and he was about to release the online lessons. He was just started to record them and to release them. When the online lessons started, I was pretty new on his forum, maybe like a year or something, or half a year, I'm not sure anymore. And when he released his online lessons, I immediately took the online lessons, okay? So they came twice a week, and I was really, how you say, excited about each lesson. And I trained each lesson, and I trained every day. And that was about 2007, and I think 2008 he did a lead punch seminar in Glasgow. I was single, no wife, no kids. I had money, you know, and I booked a ticket, and I went to the seminar. So that was the first time I met Tommy. And it was a pure straight lead seminar. So we did all this straight lead drills, breaking down, and footwork and everything. The whole seminar just about straight lead. I liked it very much, and he liked it apparently as well. Because when I came home, went back to Germany, he wrote me an email, and he asked me if I wanted to represent him in his organization, and that's how I started with Tommy. So from then on, I went at least one time a year to Glasgow, and I started to teach like small groups, a small group. A year later, I was allowed only to teach straight lead and only front kick for a whole year or something, and then. As he was sure about my skill and understanding of Jeet Kune, I could teach more and more techniques, and so was my group growing over the years. And eventually, after after 10 years, I became a full instructor. And now this is 2007. This is like 15 years ago. Okay, so and usually. I mean, aside all this pandemic stuff, usually I see Tommy twice a year. So I don't fly so often to Glasgow anymore, because it's really expensive. You know, once you have kids and wife, and the things are different, you know, financially. And so I usually bring him once a year to Germany, and he comes other time at the year. Mostly to Holland or to Belgium or some other place in Germany, so I go there then. So usually I see him twice a year. Okay, let's see what we have next. Another wonderful book of is Bruce Lee, Artists of Life. Yeah, I have never read that book. There's a chapter dedicated to numerous of Bruce Lee's writings drafts. Robert, why punch when a finger jab is available? Thank you for answering. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you train punches and you train kicks and you train finger jabs but when you can use a finger jab, you know, when you go and it's finished. It's least amount of effort, okay, and maximum result. Yeah, you're welcome, ex-Crypto. Roland Diaz, my thoughts on Metrolina martial arts saying Jeet Kune is good for exercise but no longer relevant today. Yeah, they have no idea what they're talking about. Jeet Kune doesn't have any relevance today as far as popularity. If that's what they mean, then they're right. But as far as efficiency and being effective in fighting, if that's what they want, if that's what they say, that they are absolutely wrong, and you can't be more wrong than that. The Institute, Robert, the Institute talked very streamlined Wing Chun with trapping stripped down to basics and more sideways. Yeah, that's true, because a Wing Chun was much different than Bruce modified version. Okay, so Bruce version was much more powerful. So you didn't go like Pak Sao and put the hand away, and then you do chain punch. You did Pak Sao like here, and you try to turn the guy full, and the Pak Sao was more like a strike to the body, okay, and not like only moving a hand away. Just one example. As also, if you pull the guy, you don't just pull the guy like this. You pull him, so you turn him, and so turn him sideways, and you can punch him then on the side of the face. So I can actually do all this stuff, okay? So but I don't train it and I don't teach it. Okay, Dhaka. Hey Thomas, besides the Bruce Lee fighting method books, are there any Jeet Kune books that you would recommend? Also, are there any non-Jeet Kune martial books you would like to recommend? I hate to say it, but Terry Tom's straight lead book is really good. The pictures are just bad, okay? So there are many bad habits in these books, but the text and the history behind what is explained in this book is really good, okay? So it's not bad to know. Other books aside of Jeet Kune Do, maybe Hazlitt, Jim Driscoll, and Jack Dempsey's old boxing books, if you can get your fingers on them. Any of this modern stuff, I really can say you forget it. Thoughts on Octavio Quinterio? He's a talented guy. If he was talked right, he would be one of the best Jeet Kune Do guys out there. That's my thought on this, because he's very talented, but he had, in my opinion, he had the wrong teacher. Why opponent is using glasses? Oh no, you can do finger jab through these glasses, man. They break easily. It's not gonna help you. Also, you can go under, so you can finger jab like this. This is nothing. It's no protection. You push the glass into the eyes, even worse. I know this is a funny question, but maybe we could take them out before we can strike. Just go for the glasses, man. I mean, you can cut your fingers, maybe. Most of the glasses are plastic. It's not really glass. But I mean, strong finger jab. This doesn't stop. And normal glasses do not stop the finger jab. I mean, I wear glasses myself, so I won't consider this as eye protection. No way. Roland Diaz says, Harden Hertz says eye jabs and groin kicks almost never land in reality. Thoughts? Yeah, that's bullshit. Why they not? Of course, one thing. Somebody says this. They always are coming from themselves, what they are capable to do. So if you never train groin kicks, if you never train finger jabs, I would say this is true. Because, believe me, I have I have trained boxers who have boxed for years, and people coming from different martial arts, and none of these guys were able to finger jab or to kick to the groin efficiently at the beginning. So they always had to be taught and trained to eventually become able to do this. And that's the reason people are thinking this, because they themselves or people who they know are not able to do this. But once I would step in front of them, I would finger jab them, and they would say, "Fuck, man, I didn't even see it coming." And then that's the difference. And then I can say, I can teach you to be able to do this like this, but you would have to empty your glass, okay? And let me, just like in No Retreat, No Surrender, it's really true. You have to empty your glass, and you have to take into your glass what I have to offer to you, or what Tommy has to offer to you, but not mix with your stuff in the glass. You have really to empty it and then to train this. If you want to be able to do this, you have to train this and forget everything what you have learned before. Okay. It's just like Bruce. Okay, his Jeet Kune at the end is nothing like martial arts he was doing before. So he scrapped everything. Okay. Oh, I'm getting hungry. So good to go. Happy Mother's Day all. Yes, true. Who are top Jeet Kune Do instructors today? Tommy and his guys. I don't consider, my opinion, I don't consider anybody else top Jeet Kune Do instructor. Maybe rude, but it's my opinion, okay? I'm being trained by Joe Solis, who trained under Paul Wunak, and then, okay, it's concepts. I mean, what to say? I think Jeet Kune is really effective. Hope it becomes more popular than ever. It's never going to be this. You know how Jeet Kune Do would become popular? If in some totally unrealistic instant, a true Jeet Kune Do guy gets attacked by a celebrity fighter, and he takes him out with a single eye jab or groin kick, then the people were going to do. And this is caught on camera. And the people will, what happened to this guy? What is this? How could he take this guy so fast out? This is the only way how you would make this martial art popular, okay? But this is totally unrealistic, you know. So the celebrity fighter would have to be a aggressor on the street or something, you know. Thomas, what are your ways to calm yourself if you know you're going to be in physical confrontation? I'm pretty calm usually. So I'm going to tell you a story of one of our guys in Germany. He's teaching also under Tommy. He had an experience. He was going from subway to home, or from train station, I'm not sure. And he was walking down the street. It was dark, it was nights. And he was, there were three guys in a way. Like in 50 yards, he already could see them, okay? And he was walking towards them because this was the way. And he noticed how one of these guys was looking at him, and he was alerting his friends, look, there's somebody coming. And he already like felt, okay, these guys may want have some trouble. And that's exactly what happened. As he approached them, you know, they like crossed in front of him, so he couldn't walk further. And he had his bag. He put his bag into the ground. He said, "Okay, you want any problems? What's the problem now?" And one guy came. He closed in, and his name is Michael. And Michael kicked the guy instantly into the groin. I'm not sure. Either he went with a straight lead or with a groin. One of that. And the next guy came also. And on that guy, he used a different technique. So let's say the first guy, he used a straight lead, and the second guy he used a ground kick. And they went instantly on the ground. And the third guy, he disappeared because there was like a wall. He went behind the wall, and Michael was thinking he ran away because he knocked out these two guys, and he thought the guy ran away, but he didn't run away. He went around the wall and went behind him, and he kicked him into the back. Michael didn't really knew how, but it felt like this kind of flying kick, and he kicked him into the back, and Michael turned, and he groin kicked him as well. And all three guys, they were on the ground, and then he went back to his home, and he told me he went on the back, and his hand was shaking like this because he was full of adrenaline. But this all happened like in 5-6 seconds, and he knocked out all these three guys, and then he looked at his back at the next day, and it was everything blue and red from the kick. And I told him, you were lucky that it was only kick, and it wasn't a knife, so because he could have easily been stabbed from behind because he didn't see the guy. He running. It looked like he was run away, but he came back from the other side of the wall. So how you prepare, your training prepares you for that. Okay, so you're constantly training, and some point you gain confidence, and then when it happens, it happens. So Bruce Lee didn't want Jeet Kune Do popular. I don't really think so. I think the reason he was martial artist who went into movies, and if he had lived further, eventually Jeet Kune Do would have become very popular. That's a no-brainer. So, but because he died, this all Jeet Kune Do stuff just scrambled. Yeah, he just wanted to evolve martial arts. Well, he did. Like Bruce said, as long as humans have only two legs and two arms, there's no reason to having different martial arts. Is Jeet Kune Do only good for fast people or slow? No, okay, so Jeet Kune Do is actually, of course you have to be athletic to be able to execute these techniques, okay? Footwork. It's not only fast punching, fast kicking. It's a footwork, it's positioning, it's distance, feeling of distance, and timing. The most important thing is timing. You can be fast, but punch at the wrong moment, okay? Then your speed doesn't help you. Your speed maybe helps you to recover fast from that, so you don't get countered. But the timing is the most important. And timing, if you're a slower person and you have a good timing, you don't need very fast hands. They help, speed helps, but it's not crucial. Slow or fat guys, well, I mean, if you're really overweighted, I mean, you should lose your weight alone for your health purposes. But so if you train a lot and you're heavy, with the time, this would affect your knees, maybe, so. What do we have? Jeet Kune Do, solo training, any tips? We're gonna get to this in future streams about solo training. Why people not understand Jeet Kune Do? The people don't understand Jeet Kune Do because Jeet Kune Do is misrepresented so much. So everybody knows what is Shotokan karate, okay? So imagine you open a like kickboxing school with mixed martial arts in it, and you call it karate, and one person start with this, everybody's going, no, this is no karate with you, but it's nonsense. But if everybody starts to do this, so how are you gonna know what is karate and what is not karate? Okay, so there's also this, this argument where from the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, where Bruce said you shouldn't be too how did he say too fast about Jeet Kune Do's name? Yeah, that's true, you know, but Jeet Kune Do as a martial art has its principles, and these are the most important that define this martial art. CR Jaded, thank you, you're welcome. What makes Jeet Kune Do a style, not a concept? Any style in principle is a concept, so every style has some concepts. So the concepts in Jeet Kune Do, true concepts in Jeet Kune Do, are simplicity, directness, and efficiency. So efficiency means also body mechanics, so you have to know how to use your body mechanics to the maximum, so you can develop punching power, so you can develop good footwork, mobility, and be direct and simple. So efficiency doesn't go without directness and simplicity. Okay. I heard you say original or people having not good trainers. Trying to understand, Bruce Lee wanted people to incorporate this. No, he didn't want people to incorporate different styles and techniques. There's a letter from Bruce Lee to Jerry Poteet, where Jerry Poteet started to implement because Jerry Poteet came from, I think, Kempo Karate, and he started to implement these Kempo Karate techniques into his Jeet Kune Do training. And Bruce wrote him a letter basically saying there's a bed of roses and then there's a bed of other plants. I don't know which he was using, it doesn't matter. But bed of roses, which is Jeet Kune Do, stays bed of roses, okay? So you shouldn't put another flowers in this. And this is exactly what Bruce was meaning, okay? Thinking, okay? So Jeet Kune Do should not be mixed with different martial arts, because then you take efficiency and simplicity and directness away from it. Because most martial arts are not as direct, as efficient, and as simple as Jeet Kune Do is. I hope you will be able to continue doing videos. I hope as well. I mean, I'm going to 2 interviews next week. Let's say what happens. Got 2 job interviews. Would Bruce Lee study Prime Mike Tyson? I think Bruce had better footwork. But the interesting thing is, what most people don't know, I think Mike Tyson's boxing line comes from Jack Dempsey. And Bruce was already very, very heavily influenced by Jack Dempsey's boxing. I have one question. Bruce can apply trapping in real fight. Sure, I can as well. Okay. But to apply trapping, OJ, thank for the £8.99 super chat or top chat. Thank you very much. Applying it's not hard to apply trapping when the opponent is passive, when the opponent is actually not punching, not moving, not applying any pressure. So, but this is not realistic. Imagine a real self-defense situation where a guy comes and he wants to punch you and he swings while at you. Then you cannot apply trapping, okay? You can only apply trapping if he is passive and he's not moving, he's not doing very much. Basically, you can do anything with him then. You can punch him, you can kick him, you can headbutt him, and you can do this with him if he's just passive. The thing is, you want to be able to apply techniques when an opponent is active, okay? He is moving. He doesn't want to get punched or touched, okay? So that's the idea. But because there was a fight.
Mir geht's sehr gut, danke. Wenn du meine Hilfe brauchst, sag einfach Bescheid.
It was Google Assistant. For what reason ever, I didn't say hello Google. But there was a fight. Bruce was fighting against a kung fu guy. I don't know what's his name. It wasn't Wong Jackman, and Bruce tried to stick at him, and the other guy just didn't want to stick. He was just moving around, and at the end of the fight, I think he won eventually, but at the end of the fight, he just, I don't know to whom, to Jesse Glover or to him, he did say that. He said, this shit doesn't work. That was his words about trapping and trying to stick to the guy. You can stick to the guy if he lets you, but if he doesn't let you, you can't apply this. Thank you for explaining. You're welcome, Dub. Roland Diaz, thoughts on advanced Wing Chun, saying if Bruce didn't need other martial arts. Thoughts on advanced Wing Chun, saying if Bruce didn't need other martial arts if he stuck with Wing Chun. Apparently, Bruce this was not his opinion. So, I mean, even the reason he scrapped Wing Chun is because it didn't work as well as he anticipated. So he thought he put so many hours in this, and he couldn't apply this like he trained it. And you can see this. Just Google or go on YouTube and search for a really Wing Chun fight, and you're gonna see even two Wing Chun guys fighting. It's not gonna be anything. They are not going to apply a single Wing Chun technique like they learned it, because this just doesn't work at the moment the opponent starts to move. What do we have? I was told also Dub again. I was told trapping is a major tool unless they are skilled. Trapping is a shit tool. Okay, major tool in Wing Chun, but not in Jeet Kune. Okay. Thoughts on Emin Botstepe? So Emin Botstepe is a guy who would be good in any martial art. I mean, the Wing Chun techniques that he does don't impress me. Okay, so like any Wing Chun, it just doesn't impress me. But he's got this fighting spirit. Okay, so he's a rather aggressive guy. Maybe Bruce was like that, and he just goes in. Okay. There's a guy who used to train with us. He's from Switzerland. His name is Alex. Alex, if you see us online here, greetings. He told me a story when he was in Serbia in a Wing Chun seminar where Emin Botstepe was teaching, and this was in Serbia, okay, former Yugoslavia, and Alex was there on the seminar, and Emin Botstepe was teaching, and there were two Muay Thai guys participating, and they asked Emin if they would spar him, or if they could spar him, and he said okay. He's going. He said okay, basically okay, and he just. I don't know if you call this sparring or fighting, but he basically. I would say won, because I don't know if it was a real fight. But what Alex told me, he wasn't really using Wing Chun. He actually used kicks from Muay Thai and from other martial arts, not those kicks you find in Wing Chun when he did fight these guys. Because Emin has training in other martial arts, not only Wing Chun. And I can really imagine then when Emin fight other guys that he's maybe not using so much Wing Chun, but maybe different, more effective techniques, which also apparently who is this guy who trained Bruce? William Choing, or I'm not sure, but he used to box, and anytime he had a street or fight against other Wing Chun guy, he used actually hooks to fight these Wing Chun guys, because Wing Chun guys have very little protection from hooks. You cannot block hooks like this in Wing Chun, because this comes fast from any angle. You can't block all this. You get punched from all angles then. So, conclusion, Emin Botstepe maybe rather used other techniques from other martial arts he was trained when he was really fighting. But you can see this Emi Botstepe fight against Wong Chong Loing fight in the internet. You see same. You can't see any Wing Chun in there. I think my family is home. What time is it? Oh, we have almost 10 o'clock. At 10 p.m. Thoughts on Amin? Does Tommy have teachers in USA? Yes. John Pondaly is one. You can see him in chat. And Derek Chin is the other, I think. Yeah. John Pondaly is located in Mississippi. And Derek Chin is in San Francisco. Exactly. In a real fight, you can't do mostly anything but trap, mainly used for skilled opponent. Will you save this stream? Yes. This stream is to stay. Hey Thomas, check these guys out. Their Jeet Kune channel, New York Martial Arts, and I think I know this channel because there are 2 or 3 channels for Jeet Kune on from New York. Would love to see you guys like spar like this. We don't spar like this. It's sport fighting. Yeah. When throwing the straight lead, why is the hand before foot rather than foot and hand at the same time is still okay. Okay. But you have to train hand before foot to be even able to achieve hand and foot together because it's really hard. It's something we don't do naturally. Yes, Derek Chin is in San Francisco. Had Bruce lived, would Hollywood have put him bad movie? That's a good question. So guys, I think that should be enough for today. I would say we do this every Sunday because Sundays everybody has time. And then let's see how this goes. Okay, guys, so my family is back, so I have to bring the kids in the bed. We have like almost 10 p.m. Tomorrow is school, getting out early, and see you everybody, and thanks for being here, guys. Was very fun. I like this.